Alright, hi guys. So what we have here today is a utility lens that comes to play tap. Alright, so we will talk about a few kinds of it, and of course, this is one of the better ones, but of course we will get to them. Maybe also. Okay, so we start off with the creature lens. Okay, basically, it comes to play tap. It gives mana like a gate, and then you have a bonus where you spend some mana and you'll get a creature land out from it. All right, so this is like yeah. So that I think this is from the Zendika one, and of course this is from the is a Uza block. Okay, all right. In general, try. In general, uh, your mana at end of your turn is quite valuable in the sense as you actually want it to like get you to draw more cards in instant speed, or you want to activate things that is that can get you further into the game, and activating it to get like a creature to block, like you leave mana and you need a creature to block. It doesn't really help you too much because you are spending, you have to spend mana, every time that you want to block. So I find that it is really not really needed. All right, and of course because it comes to play tap, if you're desperate for a blocker, it can't even block the turn it comes in. Is, let's say, league game or whatever. All right, and because it has the color, its identity green and white, and for like this one is a white creature. So sometimes intimidate or those blocking restrictions, you're still subject to them. So this is something that I don't really put in often. All right, then the next ones are those that, well, is why I say is narrow, like it says like this one. You get a green mana, I mean like a normal forest, and then you put a +1/+1 counter on green creatures that enter the battlefield this turn. So this one is narrow, and if you are playing on with a green, like a green team deck with a +1/+1, a team, so you have your cluster of green creatures as your one of your team and the +1/+1 as the other team, then yes, this one should see play inside it. But a lot of time, like these two, classes of a lot of green creatures and a +1/+1, team, it might not come up is very often. So this is what we mean by narrow. All right, so if it's too narrow, then don't put it in as well. Like is this one as well. Yes, you can like raise the alarm, which where you can put a 2/2 1/1 soldier to play. But as I said, it's narrow because it's basically 5 mana. You need 4, and and the tap by itself, so you need like 5 mana. So this is narrow. If you have the right deck for it, then it's fine. But if not, most of the time, don't put it at all. Comes to play tap. Of course, I do have to say, you see, when you come into play tap, all right, it has to be more impactful than those that come into play do not tap, because you can straight away activate the ability, or you can get a mana from it. So the bar for this type of utility lens, the utility lens that comes to play tap has to be very high. All right, so that's why it says when it's narrow, you should look carefully if you want to put them in or not. It's of course we come back to this one as well. Targeted land destroying, but it's 5 mana. So as I said, if you it's narrow, but if it's the right fit in your deck, then go ahead. Look at the top 5 cards, then you may review a creature card among them and put in your hand. So as I said, it's narrow. Okay. Basically you sensei divine once, is on this one, so it's narrow. But hey, if your deck need those, then it's fine. All right, but I say narrow. Okay, so it's always look at it when you got your utility, then that comes to play tap. Because it comes with play tap, so the utility here have to be better. All right, in that sense is less narrower. Okay, let's say for example we have this one. All right, so we have if you don't have if you did not show elemental, it comes to play tap, then you have you can add red mana. And then the probably the best thing about this is, again, it's less that creature have haste. So this one is less narrow than the earlier ones, because it's always useful to have haste. All right, so this one, I mean, I'll be more likely to put it into my decks that, let's say that they don't have Voltron or whatever, because I can use I can use the creature straight away. I can activate it, or whatever not. So this one's better. All right, it comes so Skyrune, it comes to play as well. If you have 7 or more planes, you may return a target creature from the graveyard to the battlefield. So this is free mana, free recursion, free mana is and whatnot. So of course it's not narrow as well. It's very, very good. Okay, so this account comes to play tap. You can add 1 mana, 1 black mana, and then if you pay 2 mana and you tap it, then you add 1 black mana for each creature card in your graveyard. So it is something like a watered down cable coffers kind of thing, but hey, I mean, it's still, it can net you a lot of mana. So hey, I mean, of course you need to have creatures cards in your graveyard, but you are playing black, so that is less narrow. Okay, it's not too bad. Then we come to the good ones, to the really good ones. All right, okay. The Hideaway, it ends, okay, enter the battlefield, then you put 1 card from under it from the top 4 of your library, and then if the condition is right, then you may just pay 1 mana, you may tap it and you may cast it without the timing restrictions. So it can be a good, you can spring in it's a good surprise. It's out from it, so it is very good. You can save a lot of mana because you are just paying 1. All right, you have a draw spell, because you just, I mean, you play 1, and then that spell is probably going to be something that you want to do anyway, so it's good, but you must always meet the condition. All right, so the red one is a 7 damage, the white one is to attack with 3 creatures, the green one you have 10 or more power, the black one I think is hard, it's the blue one is, I think it's like a meal kind of team, so those are tough, but these ones are good. Okay, so let's go to the next types. Right, the next types is where we have the cycling ability. Most of the time, if you cycling is a good one. If you're mana flooded late in the game, then you can cycle your way away. So it's the cheapest one. Is always the green one. Sorry, what I mean, the green one is the 1 mana cycling cost. Then of course you have the 2 mana cycling cost. So if you are playing like a cycling deck or draw card matters deck, of course you won't mind the 1 and the 2 or whatever. All right, so like for example, this is white, this is two colorless, this is 1 colorless and 1 white. So as you can see, all right, this one is like the best. This one is, well, you are getting into 2 category, but at least you get to cycle your way. This one is still is even narrower, so you see what kind of cycling cards that you need. What kind of decks that you need. I would say that if you want to cycle, then try to reduce as many enter the battlefield cards, the lands, as possible, right? Because if you're on a cycling team or a card drawing team, then a lot of your lands you will probably want to cycle them as well. Okay, all right. So if you're going that route, then try to reduce as many CIPT lands as possible. All right. So cycling is pretty fine. All right. The last one that I have over here, of course, it's not exhaustive, but the last one here is those that can tutor. All right. At least for this one, tolling gracious. Okay, it comes to play tap. Then the next turn you may pay 1 and you tap it and you can search for a basic land and put into play tap. Alright, of course, so this one fix your mana, but you will need turns and turns and turns to, you will always be like at least 1 turn slower than the rest of the table, but you will always get your mana, you will always get your basic lands that you need. Alright, so for me this is like the payoff that I'm willing to do for a utility comes to play tap lands. Alright, because if you have this, and like if you have an opening hand of 2 cards, 2 lands, you are set. Yes, you will be slower, but you are set for the rest of the game. Alright, okay, so this is what I see as a standard. Alright, okay, of course this one, it comes to play tap, it actually rams you because you actually search for 2. Hey, it's fine. Like this one is like it's like the slow fetches. You comes to play tap, then next turn you can fetch a mountain or a forest. Slow fetches are fine, unless you are like in those heavy heavy budget decks. Slow fetches are fine, they are good, they are very budget as well. So this it has no problem, like passing this as well. It's the test, it's fine. Okay, all right. So the mirage slow fetches. All right, Terramorphic Expanse. All right, it's a little bit worse than this because at least with the slow fetches I can still get my temple, my short lands or my dual lands or whatever. Okay, all right, and then my color requirement is already fulfilled. This one is fine. It's narrower because it just get you 1 basic lens of 1. So if you are playing like 3 colors, 4 colors, well, it's still better than nothing. But if I can, I will put this one in first. All right, okay, all right. So but hey, if you're on budget, this is all good, all fine. All right, next one we have grassland. It's the mirror factors as well. Okay, then we have mirrored landscape, which is 2 to ram, and you get 2 basic lands that shares a land type. This is mine also because it actually rams. So if you're playing like a mono rain, or it's all those kinds of things, mono rain, mono black, hey, you need all the help you can get. So evolving bells is like the Terramorphic Expanse, which is fine for budget. So this is the types that we are still okay with those. All right, so coming back to this, when we are thinking about the utility lands that come to play tap, always think that how does it advance your game plan. Okay, it should advance your game plan when you put in okay, all right. So you usually is advancing your game plan means you get more mana or more of the right mana. It's like your Rocky Tapis and all those things. You get more drawing. It's like some things you can do for like your cycling things, or you get more synergy for the deck that you are playing. Like for example, you can have like this. All right, you already have a lot of big creatures, and then you get to play at instant speed. Discounted card from your deck. Which is going to probably be more seasoned these days, or like things like this where you get free creatures back for your sacrifice team or whatever, or you get haste for your Voltron or whatsoever. Alright, so the whole idea is always think that when you want to put in a utility comes to play that lands, always see how does it advance your game plan. If it do not advance your game plan significantly, it's like the creature lands, then try not to put them in. Alright, okay, so that's what we have here. Okay, see you guys next. Thank you.